Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and continue on and finish up our last three elements of art for our seven element of art accordion book that we're creating. So I went ahead and got things kind of prepped and ready to go for my next one, which is going to be texture. And I decided to go with kind of a three-dimensional texture. I cut out some strips of blue paper, alternated them, and had some kind of pop out a little bit. I also cut out this fish. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add not only an actual texture, but an implied texture too. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of add some scales on here, and I can do that with my pencil. Okay, just by taking my pencil, create a bunch of little U shapes in through here. All right. Then once I get these on here, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and I can grab Accordion or my blending stump, and I can add a little bit of value kind of in between here. Okay, and that just gives it a kind of a little extra kind of feel to it. A little extra texture, which is always kind of nice to do. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. You think you get kind of the idea, and I'll go ahead and kind of finish this up later if I want. But then what I thought I'd do is I'd take this and I'd slide it in between my waves, so it makes it look like I got this extra texture kind of going over the top. And I can go ahead and just take some of my Uhu glue, put a little bit of this on the back, and I'm good to go. Now remember too, I've got this box full of cut up paper in here you guys can use, and it's kind of nice to be able to have that as a resource to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make this fish look like he's kind of popping out of here a little bit. All right, there you go. So I got my fish and my waves. All right, so that's my texture. Now, the next one is going to be space. Okay, we're going to move on to this next one here. It's going to be space. And for this one, I was thinking you'd be kind of cool to go ahead and have some plants go over the front of this. All right, maybe put one kind of in the background here. All right, so I've got my overlapping, and also too, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and make some smaller fish in the background. Okay, these guys are going to be hanging out back here. I'm going to put another one maybe over here. So I'll make this one a little bit smaller. So I change my size, and this little poor devil. You know what? We're going to actually we're going to have a little hook come out of his mouth here. He's going to be, he's looking like he's going to be supper. So we're going to go ahead and kind of have this one here. There's a little buddy just saying, ha. All right, so we've got this there. Then once you get this done, then I can go ahead, I can either add maybe some value to this. Maybe a Sharpie would be kind of nice. I'm going to go ahead and add a little Sharpie here. I always like to kind of Sharpie it up. All right, see if I can get some of this ink to kind of flow through. There we go. All right, just kind of outline it with Sharpie. And also too, if I wanted to add some color, boy, color would look really nice on this as well. Especially in the foreground, even on the background, I can go ahead and do that. I can add more plants in the water if I wanted to do that. I could add more fish. You know, maybe I want to put a few more hooks in here too. Maybe you got quite the fishing opener here as well. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just do this. All right. So that just conveys my space, you guys. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of stop right there. I think you guys kind of get the gist of this. And I'll see if I can finish this up later and maybe show you what it's going to look like at a later time. All right, so we've got that. I've got my space conveyed pretty well right there. Like I said, a little more work to do on it, but it's not bad. All right, then finally, my last one is going to be value. Now remember, with value, you need to make sure that you have pencil value either in your background or your foreground, and you have to have a colored pencil value either in the background or foreground. So you can kind of flip-flop them. I think I'm going to do pencil value with my fish. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, wrap this around here like that, and just take kind of the side of my pencil here. Now, it's not a bad idea, too, to kind of take either a 2B pencil or a 4B pencil to do this with value. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of add a little bit of value in here, have it get a little bit lighter towards the top here, kind of darken it up a little bit on the tip of the tail. All right, there we go. We got that there. And also, too, I'm going to go ahead and kind of add a little bit of value on the top of this fish here, too. So we're going to go ahead and kind of add through here. All right. Okay. Then once you get this on here, guys, I always think, you know, it's not a bad idea to actually use your blending stump, but sometimes for bigger areas, it's kind of nice to take a little toilet paper. Okay. All right, take a little toilet paper, kind of a little circular motion, and you get a nice little blend in through here. Okay, kind of pull it down a little bit. All right, yeah, that looks really nice. And if you go outside the edges, just take your eraser, kind of clean it up a little bit. Yeah, you should be good to go. Now, once again, if you want to, it's not a bad idea to maybe add a little Sharpie on the outside of that. You don't have to, by all means, but you know, like I said, it kind of looks a little bit nicer if you go and do that. All right, I'm just going to kind of clean this up a little bit. All right, maybe give him a little bit of a mouth here too. There we go. So I got that done there. All right, so we've got that going in here. I could go ahead and go a little bit darker here too. You know, spend some time. This is a whole learning process here too. Make it look aesthetically appealing, make it look really nice. All right, and give it some time. Put in some effort into this. All right, once we have this done, then I'm going to go ahead and start doing some value in the background. Now I went ahead also too, and I picked out a couple colors. I got kind of looks like a turquoise color, and then also an indigo color. So for doing this, I'm thinking, what if I went ahead and kind of did this down here? I could do the whole thing like this, or what I'm thinking is, what if I kind of alternate it? Like did this one a little bit light, okay? Almost kind of like these stripes, where you go light. All right, I'm still going to do value, but I think I'm going to alternate these values. All right, then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go do another row of turquoise, but this time I'm going to press down a little bit harder. All right, so I'm just kind of mixing and matching it up a little bit here, everybody. All right, not too shabby. All right, I'm going to go a little bit darker on my indigo right through here. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, okay. And once again, now is where you start really kind of pressing down a little bit. Okay. And if you don't like the grainy effect, one thing you can do is, once again, like we did before, you can take some of the white and just run a little bit of white over the top of this too. And that just kind of helps blend it a little bit together. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that over the indigo. Yeah, that looks really cool. Boy, I like that a lot. All right. Okay. I'm just going to slowly start bringing that up. Okay. Let's see, we got to go a little bit darker on my indigo here. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, that's really getting dark. All right. Pressing down a little bit harder. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get really dark, and then I'll start lightening it up again. All right, now I'm going to really press down hard on these. All right, so what I've done is this. I went ahead and I've created this little value change. I'm going from my indigo into my turquoise. Now, I can go ahead and kind of mix it up a little bit more on the top here, so maybe I want to go ahead this time. I'm going to go ahead and take some of my turquoise and kind of bring this down. Flatten out my paper here a little bit. All right, pull this down a little bit, and then I'm just going to have it blend or gradate value into my darker color. So we're going to go ahead and take this sucker right here. All right, bring this up. I'm going to slowly kind of blend these two together here, guys. So we're going to go from kind of like a lighter bluish color, blue-green, into my darker blue color. All right, that'll be my true value. So we're going to go ahead and kind of pull this down through here. This down through here. There we go. Right, careful not to get over my fish here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and darken it up a little bit more here. Slowly kind of bring that up. All right. Slowly kind of bring that up. And I think I'm going to go ahead too. I'm going to go ahead and outline this a little bit with a Sharpie. Kind of make this look a little bit nicer here. Kind of gussy this up. All right, so I went ahead, took a little break to go ahead and finish this off. There's a few other things I could go ahead and add to it, but it does. It looks pretty much complete right now. I got a few little touching up to do. I got to work still a little bit more on my lines and maybe finish a little bit more of the Prismacolors or colored pencils up here. But otherwise, it looks pretty darn good. So when you go ahead and put this together, remember to keep this in mind. Use a number of different materials, medium, put this and make this look nice. I use everything from pencil to Sharpie. I got colored pencils. I got cut paper. All right. So use those materials that we have for you to go ahead and make this look really nice. All right. And when you have this all done, you can kind of go ahead, maybe put the folds back in here. Let's see if I can kind of fold this without breaking it here. All right. Boom. And you've got your recording book. All right. Awesome. So nice job, you guys. Good luck. Can't wait to see what you create.